Hi, in this set we have a specialty supermarket sells 320 products and each of these products was either a cosmetic or a nutrition product. So what we can do is we can make a table for this whole thing. So let's first understand the categorization. There are three types of categorization. First is a product is either cosmetic or a nutrition product. This is the first categorization. Then a product will have a product will be either a foreign product or a domestic product. So this is the first categorization and this is the second categorization. Okay. And within this, each product will have at least one of the two approvals from FDA or EU. So there will be at least one approval. That means a product can either have only EU approval, only FDA approval, or approval from both these, EU as well as FDA approval. So this is the table that we make. So first categorization is product is either cosmetic or nutrition. Next is product is either foreign or domestic. And within this, we get categorize products as EU, both FDA, only EU, both only FDA. Only EU, both only FDA. Okay? Now let's look at the points that are given. Total we have 320 products, right? The total should be 320. Fine. Now it's given that there are equal number of domestic and foreign products. So out of 320, you have equal number, half domestic and half foreign products. That was already mentioned in the table somehow. Second point, half of the domestic products were FDA approved cosmetic products. So of the domestic products, which is 160, half of them, that means 80, were FDA approved cosmetic product. So FDA approved cosmetic products will be these two blocks combined, right? This is only FDA, this is both EU and FDA. But in any case, even if EU is there, FDA approved is also there, right? So this block plus this block together is half of the domestic products, which is 80. So these two blocks together is 80. Okay. Next, none of the foreign products had both the approvals. Okay, foreign products did not have both approvals. That means these two blocks combined is 0. So if both these blocks combined is 0, that means individually they both must be 0. While 60 domestic products had both the approvals. Okay, for domestic products, both approvals was 60. So this block plus this block combined is 60. Fine. Next, there were 140 nutrition products. Half of them were foreign products. Okay, so total nutrition products is how many? 140, and half of them were foreign products. That means these three blocks combined is 70, right? And now if you have 140 nutrition products out of 320, that means cosmetic products will be how much? 320 minus 140. That comes out to be 180. Fine. Next, there were 200 FDA approved products. 70 of them were foreign products and 120 of them were cosmetic products. Okay. Out of 200 FDA approved products, 70 of them were foreign products. Okay. So foreign FDA approved products will be 1, 2, 3, 4. All these 4 blocks combined. So these 4 blocks combined together should be 70 here. Fine. So if this is 70 and we know there are total 200 FDA approved products, out of 200, if 70 are foreign, that means the remaining 130 must be domestic. Correct? This is foreign FDA approved. See, in FDA approved, we will count only FDA and we will count both as well. It does not say only FDA approved product, right? So we will count both these blocks as well and both these blocks as well. So if these 4 blocks combined is 70, these 4 blocks combined must be 130. Okay. So if all these 4 blocks combined is 130 and the sum of these two blocks is 60, that means sum of these two blocks must be 130 minus 60, which is 70. Okay. And also if this total is 130 and these two blocks combined is 80, that means these two blocks combined must be 130 minus 80, 50. Okay. Fine. And out of these 200 FDA approved products, 120 of them were cosmetic products. Okay. So there were 120 FDA approved cosmetic products. Okay. So FDA approved cosmetic products are these two blocks and these two blocks. So total these four blocks combined is 120. This is what this point says. Okay. Now if sum of these four blocks is 120 and these two blocks combined is 80, that means these two blocks combined must be 120 minus 80, 40. Sum of these two blocks must be 40, and since this is 0, this here should be 40. Right? Simple. Cool. Now we know sum of all these four blocks is 70. Now out of these four blocks, these two are 0. So sum of these two must be 70, and if this is 40, this must be now 30, right? And we know sum of all these three blocks should be 70, right? Out of 140 nutrition products, half of them were foreign products, right? So sum of these three blocks should be 70. So if this is 30 and this is 0, this block here must be 40, correct? And since we have total 160 foreign products, so how many we have so far? 40 plus 40 is 80, 80 plus 30 is 110. So out of 160 we already have 110 products, so remaining 50 products must be cosmetic only EU approved foreign products. Fine. So this is what we have for foreign products. Now let's look at domestic products. Now, if you look at the domestic products, cosmetic, how many total cosmetic products are there? 180. Out of 180, these three blocks combined is 90 and these two blocks combined is 80. So 90 plus 80 is 170. So we have 180 minus 170 is 10. So this block alone must be 10 here. Okay. And for this block here, again, sum of these three blocks is 70 and 70 plus sum of these two blocks 50. 70 plus 50 is 120. So out of 140, 120 is already known. So this remaining block must be 20 over here. Okay. So with this, we complete the whole table. The only values that we don't know are these four blocks. But we know the sum of two of these blocks, two of these blocks, two of these blocks, and two of these blocks. Okay. Now let us look at the questions. The first question is, how many foreign products were FDA approved cosmetic products? So we want foreign, FDA approved as well as cosmetic. So in foreign products, we want FDA approved. So all these are FDA approved in foreign products. But we don't want only cosmetic products. So we cosmetic FDA approved products is this. So 0 plus 40, right? 0 plus 40 must be 40 over here. Okay. Moving on to next question. How many cosmetic products did not have FDA approval? So did not have FDA approval, that means they had only EU approval. Okay. So cosmetic products having only EU approval. So one is this and the other is this. So the answer to this question must be 50 plus 10, which is 60. Option A. Okay. Next. Which among the following options best represents the number of domestic cosmetic products having both the approvals? So domestic is this, within domestic this is cosmetic, and within cosmetic you want both. So we want this block. So what is the value of this block, or what is the maximum and the minimum value of this block? That is what the options mention actually. Okay. So now assuming this is x, what can be the maximum value of x? See, sum of these two blocks is 60. So x cannot be more than 60, right? Since sum has to be 60. So the maximum value of x can be 60. So x here, this value here should be less than 60 for sure, or even equal to. And what is the least value of this? Can it be 0? Now if this is 0, sum of these two blocks is 80. Now can this number be 80? If this is 0, this will have to be 80, but then sum of these two blocks has to be 70. And if this block alone is 80, this block will then become negative, which is not possible, right? So what we have is this block here can be maximum 70, hence this block has to be minimum 10. So the value here should be greater than or equal to 10. Whatever the value here it is, should be greater than equal to 10. Then only you can have sum 80 possible. So the value of this block can be between 10 and 60, both included. Option B is the best possible answer here. Moving on to the next question. If 70 cosmetic products did not have EU approval. Okay. So now what we need to do is we need to solve additional problem. Additional data is mentioned. 70 cosmetic products did not have EU approval. Cosmetic products not having EU approval, that means only FDA. So these two blocks combined is 70, right? So if these two blocks combined is 70, this is 40, this must be 30 then. Okay. If this is 30, then the sum is 80, so this must be 50, this must be 10, and this must be 40, right? Then the question is, how many nutrition products had both the approvals? So both approvals is 0 plus this number. So 0 plus 10 is 10. So the answer here is option C, 10. Okay. And now we will not be considering this data for further questions because the scope of this data was limited to only this question. Scope of this data was limited to this question. Moving on to the last question here. If 50 nutrition products did not have EU approval, so out of nutrition products, 50 did not have EU approval. That means only FDA approval is what we are talking about. Okay. So these two together is 50, out of which this is 30. So this must be 20. If this is 20 and the sum here is 50, this must be 30. Sum here is 60, this must be 30, and this must be 50. And 50 plus 20 is 70. Cool. So now, how many domestic cosmetic products did not have EU approval? That means only had FDA approval. So domestic cosmetic, within this only FDA. This is what we require. So the answer here is 50. Fine. So that's it for this set. Thank you.